What's up? What's up? All right. YouTube, what's going on? What's going on? It's been a long time. A long time. I've been away. But we got a couple things to talk about. Okay. For anybody who's watching this video, I tried to live stream because I wanted to be able to talk to people in live time, but that's okay. I'm trying to get used to being live, and basically announcing, in real time the things that I want to do so that I can connect with my fans and, people who want to support. So, first of all, it's good to see everybody. Hope everybody has been doing well. And for me, I have not been doing as well as I would like to, but I'm happy to be back here because this shows improvement, okay? For me, when I start struggling with things, I pull back, I isolate. I'm heavy on the isolation, to the point to where I'm not good with like relationships because, when I go into something, I basically close myself in. So basically, we had some life changes that happened, and kind of increased my strain levels on stuff like that. And we just had to move on. It ain't really much that I'm gonna really tell people. I'm a fairly private person. I'm a fairly private person to the people who, to people that I don't know. Hey, welcome. I'm a fairly private person to people that to people that I don't know. But when you isolate yourself, there is really nobody to talk to about your feelings at all. There's really nobody to talk to about your feelings at all. So basically, I'm just going and, doing what I need to do, and basically just like letting all the stuff that I know that I should be working on just basically go to waste. So, I'm drinking heavy on the everything, you know what I mean? Because at this moment, I just really don't care because nothing is going the way that I would like it to. I'm sorry, I can't really understand what you are messaging, but I thank you for being here. But like as I'm going through this stuff, I'm just going through the motions and stuff. And with me, when I go through the motions, when I'm down, one of the things that gets me, kind of breaks me out of that is when I have the strength to go through the motions of feeling better. You know what I mean? The fake it till you make it. Like, I don't really try to fake, but, basically, I heard somebody say that you could be mad for no reason. Why can't you be happy for no reason? It's kind of the same deal, just different thought process about it. Hey, what's going on? Welcome. Still kind of a different process about it, but, that breakout period started with like just posting one pic to just tell people who actually care and who are wondering like what's going on and stuff like that I'm okay, and you know what I'm saying, I'm just kind of in the dumps and stuff like that. And usually almost every time that's just connecting with the people who want to know what's going on, like kind of makes me start moving again. So all that to say, it's been a while. but I'm happy to be here because that means that I'm on the way up and not, sinking down. So I'm starting to feel a lot better. I actually work today, and usually I don't do anything when I work, just because I'm just so drained, but I just really wanted to get this done. So my thing is I wanted to start a live stream because I want to connect with the people who care about the music and who care about what's going on and all these other things. So I'm here. How y'all doing? Where y'all from? Let me know where y'all from. How you doing, Isabella? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, let me know where y'all from. Thank you for the live. Welcome. Thank you for joining, Storm. So yeah, like I said, I'm happy to be in a creative space where I am writing again and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So throughout this time, from Arizona, in the warm weather, I feel you. It's probably hot as hell over there, all right, so in that time, I did Extra Lazy. Thank you for coming in and tell me that. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. So in that time, I released a single called Get Out My Own Way. Okay. And it was basically, most of my music I'm basically writing to myself, and like when I'm feeling bad or whatever. And I write these songs to myself because I know that I'm not the only person feeling the way that I'm feeling. You know what I mean? I'm never the only person that's feeling the way that I'm feeling. Even though we always feel like we're the only ones going through what we're going through, like, it may be special to us, but at the same time, there's probably like another million humans feeling the exact same way that you feel it. You know what I mean? So I write these songs to find those people. You know what I mean? And I wrote to Get Out My Own Way. Yes, we do. Keep up the great work, handsome. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, everybody ain't gonna care. I know that. I'm not looking for everybody. So I wrote the song Get Out My Own Way. And then basically that's when all these things start happening. Okay. I come back and I basically had this conversation with the queen. I was asking her, I'm like, man, I don't feel like I have really much to say because everything that people want to hear is bullshit, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? They want to hear drinking all the time. They want to hear smoking all the time. And don't get me wrong, like I do things, but those ain't the things that I'm trying to promote. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not the things that I'm trying to promote. So, you know what I mean? My music doesn't reflect that, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I feel like I ain't really got much to say. And I basically fought on that point. But then it's funny, like a couple hours later, I wrote like 2 more songs, right? Like 2 more songs out of nowhere too, because I haven't been writing. And so I wrote like maybe like 2 more songs like within that week. And I'm listening to them all like in tandem, right? And they reflect like my feelings to a T. And when I write these songs, I'm basically just going with, what the beat is giving me. But when I listen to these songs, like this set of songs definitely reflects the things and the feelings that I was going through during that time. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I'm all the way out of it or anything like that, but I'm obviously feeling good enough to show my face. You know what I mean? So when I heard these songs, I actually like got emotional about it because I felt like it was the first time in my music career that I actually feel like when I listen to this song, I'm not thinking about trying to say the right punchlines or like just have a punchline in it or, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like it's really truly from the heart, like, and so this next body of work that's coming, it's going to be different from the Winner's Mentality series where basically I'm just like, yo, you fall, you got to get up, inspirational type of, motivational workout music and stuff like that. It's this project And it's gonna be a project. I just gotta finish making it because it's saying something. This project is something different. Okay, this is something more emotionally charged. You know, um, and I think people are gonna really appreciate it because I feel like we all are kind of craving for real music, especially in a time with all this AI music and all this everything else. Like I feel like people are craving music from a human that talks about human emotions. And I'm not just talking about just the same old love or same old sex or same old I hate you or I'm gonna kill you. I mean like actual we got other emotions. Those are just actions. I know I just talked about actions and crap. But we have other emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like the feeling of being rejected or the feeling of not feeling like we're good enough or any of these things that we can think of, you know what I mean? Uh sing like sing like Bruce Lee meditation did. Stay awakening your higher self day and night. Would love to create music with you. That's what's up. I appreciate that, Storm. Yeah, we can try to get in contact for sure. I just want to. I'm when people hear me, I want to try to pour it into people, like people who loved me did me. Because if the people who did not care about me and love me did not pour into me, I would be a totally different person. You know what I mean? So, this project is going to be very touchy. Um, you know, like it'll definitely be something different. So I hope that people who've been riding with me will continue riding with me after this, which I think that it will because this is just a me. You know what I'm saying? I never told people that I was more than, you know what I mean? And I just want to continue making music, but I want the music to be authentic. You know, I want the music to be authentic. And so I can't wait to do that. So, and actually, I have the name. I think I have the name, and I'll reveal the name because it doesn't matter. I don't have any. Well, I have the ideas and stuff like that. Like I got a whole page, all this planned out because it struck me like so strong. Like the feeling struck me like so strongly to do this that I actually got it all written. I can actually show you on this next page. Like I went crazy. So yeah, so I wrote down like the whole thing, like what I was gonna do, all these lists of names, artists, like, if I was gonna get some of my favorite artists on here by buying, by figuring out their feature prices and stuff like that. Man, I got I got quotes, I got all types of stuff, because I felt like I needed to make sure that this reflected, that the title reflected how I felt. And the title is going to be called TBM, which stands for The Biggest Mountain, okay? Now, why The Biggest Mountain? A couple reasons. The biggest mountain, basically to me, okay, Mount Fuji, Mount Everest. I think it's Mount Everest. The biggest mountain is Mount Everest, okay? But when it comes to personal growth, I feel like the biggest mountain or the biggest problem is the person in front of the mirror. You know what I mean? It's the person in front of the mirror. It's not anybody outside of you. It's not even anybody you really choose to kick it with because you still got to make your own actions. Your minds and your biggest enemy towards self-improvement is ourselves. That's why it's called self-improvement. So TBM, the biggest mountain is me while I'm talking about these things and how I continue to stand in my way, because I feel this way, And it made sense too. I started researching stuff like that. Like, okay, so like, I'm like, all right, what's significant about the mountains and stuff like that? So, I mean, so we got the Chinese proverb, you know what I'm saying? No matter how tall a mountain is, it cannot block the sun. I thought that was good. I actually have an app called Brain Buddy that I use. And it had a quote that says, even if a man, what is it? Even if a man wants to move a mountain, he must start with small pieces first, you know? And then I didn't write the Bible verse. But Matthew 17:20, okay? And I don't know it offhand, but I wrote that too. And then I wrote a question just because it made me think of, like, you know, like my mind was just going at this time, like my creative juices was flowing, so I was just all over it. And then it said, I wrote a question to myself, and basically like a question to the people. It's like, do you have the faith to believe there is better on the other side or at the top? So if it's a mountain, do you have the faith to continue climbing that mountain? You know, you have the faith to continue climbing that mountain in belief that getting to the top will make you better. And a lot of us will say, yeah, because it's always easy to open your mouth. It's always easy to open your mouth first, okay? It's always easy. Oh, man, yeah, you know, that. Listen, I'm a professional failure, okay? Let me just be honest. I'm a professional failure, okay? Any accolades or, you know what I'm saying, achievements or anything like that has always come, like, while accepting failures, basically. Like, what do I do with those failures? Just keep going. All right, cool. Well, I'll move on, whatever. So I'm a professional failure. So it is easy for me to have the energy to fight something for a couple days or fight something maybe for a month. But in those long runs, when you get super stressed or something happens out of nowhere or you're unprepared for something, does your body or mind go back into that shock? You know what I mean? Do you climb down the mountain and say, skip all that? I know I got 200 feet left. I'm going back down to get a cheeseburger or whatever's on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever's on the ground. I hope y'all get my analogy. I feel like I'm just kind of, you know, talking, but that's just how I feel. Like, it's like the project is called The Biggest Mountain, where I am talking about not positive things. You know what I mean? I'm more on the darker side. I'm on the darker side, and, you know, this is a question for me too. Do I actually, anything that I believe in, do I have the faith to continue pushing for it because I believe that it'll work for me or it'd be better for me? And it's easy to say yeah, but my actions show different, and every day I'm trying to work on my actions. Everything is within yourself. Buddha G, like Bruce Lee, flow like water. Only speak well about yourself. We create everything with words and thoughts. And a lot of people have actually told me that, and that's also taught me to kind of be, like, give myself some grace. Every failure doesn't have to be shut it down. Like, shut it down. Don't try it ever again. Like, oh, it's over with. Like, that was your one shot and it's over. I feel like life really wants us to believe that we should only take one shot, and if that doesn't work, then it's over, you know? But everybody that I know, especially like in the music spaces and stuff like that, like, people were getting looked over for years. Like, literally, like the Kanye West, he can tell you about the times he got, like, all these people got looked over and they just kept at it, and then they made it. That's just music. You know, that's just music. And think about it in stocks and whatever. Like, these people knew what they wanted, and they continued to endure the no's and the closed doors, and just said, all right, I gotta go a different way. You know, I have to, you know, not a different path. I just gotta make a detour, you know? So, and those are, to me, those are strong-minded people. Strong-minded people, or if not strong-minded, very disciplined people. And that's one thing that I know that I need. I need a lot more discipline. It's hard. It's hard, but I think that some of the beginning steps are recognizing that help that we need. because we need to recognize it to actually do something about it. So, yeah. So that's the biggest mountain. That's the name of the project that's going to be coming. So it's going to be a lot more vulnerable than, the things that you've heard from me up until this point. I'm actually very excited about that. And also, I have anxiety behind it because, like I said, I'm a fairly private person. So, like, even when I am feeling a certain type of way, I don't share that with other people because, one, I don't want to interrupt their day for some reason, which is stupid. If people are my friends, like, they want to know how they can help. And that's not me just being weird. That's just literally how they feel. And I don't even give them that chance. But, like I said, I'm still working on it. Yes, you always have the choice. We all human. Every fall means getting up stronger. Remember that. Surround yourself with greatness. Exactly. Surround yourself with greatness. And another thing is one of the big thing that I'm thankful for now is the fact that I search for wisdom. We're in this information age where everything is basically at the fingertips. At our fingertips. And a lot of what the internet can be murky, you know what I mean? But a lot of information is literally at your fingertips. So if you want to learn how to do something, you can basically learn how to do it. So there's a lot of things that I learned from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm so appreciative to the people who take the time to make videos to show people how to do this or that or whatever, or read graphs or whatever. All these things and all, this is a huge tool to be used. And I'm thankful for the people who actually dedicate the time to try to teach people. Damn near for free, by the way. But I forgot where I was going with that. I was talking about YouTube and how, basically I was going to say, I'm glad that we're in the age that we are, because basically you can learn everything. You basically can learn whatever you have a question. So for me, I started investing. I started my investing career maybe in July. And I started investing in stocks and ETFs and stuff like that. I started investing because where I am in life, I am nowhere near close to where I should be if I was responsible. And I realized that about myself. And I tried to figure out what's the constant in my life. And the constant was the way that I lived my life, or the constant is and was the way that I lived my life. So, not really knowing these things or having questions about these things and knowing they're around, but just not knowing, something seems scary. But nowadays you can just, what's so scary about this? Why do people say this is scary? Da, 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 da. And then you start realizing, oh, it's not that scary, So I started investing. It's not one of those things where I'm day trading or, trying to make a big dent or anything like that. I think for me, what it is the security of knowing that there's something helping me make money and I don't have to put time into it. Okay. I can work as many hours. Listen, I work 6 days a week. Okay. I basically have worked 6 days a week all year. Okay. And we hardly ever have a plan to be off. You know what I'm saying? I can only work so much. So I can only make a certain amount of money. But the thing about investing is when you are sleeping or have to sleep or have to eat or anything like that, your money does not. So if anything is going good, it's going good. It's just going good. You leave it alone. You don't touch it, And I it's been enjoyable because I think I'm always interested in learning something new, but also I think it's definitely teaching me patience. It's definitely teaching me patience, and I think out. I think about like how I'm gonna allocate more. I think that's the biggest thing that's changed since I started investing is like how I'm gonna allocate my money now. Here. Not saying that I'm all technical with it or stuff like that, but I'm saying it's now I'm thinking about it a lot more. You know what I mean? And that helps. So, that's a new journey that I'm going through, and that's been exciting. I know you ain't want to hear about that, but I'm just, just kind of letting y'all know the kind of the stuff that I've been going through, and you know, that's something that's been exciting in this time. So, please check out SG Buddha Community in your music class nights, Bruce Lee community centers around the world. No lie, homie, it will take you and your projects further. So you keep saying like Buddha G. What is that? If you don't mind me asking. But yeah, like all that to say, I'm back to work. I'm back recording. I have music on the way. If y'all did not hear Get Out My Own Way, go listen to it because that's officially the first single off The Biggest Mountain. It's officially the first thing. I didn't know if I was going to put it on there, but I'm putting it on there because the message is there. Okay? So go listen to Get Out My Own Way. It's on all the social media, all the streaming platforms. And hopefully I'll get some shows soon. I'm going to start working on video content real soon here. I want to try to make the biggest splash that I've ever done so far. So I'm going to try to work hard and try to make sure that all the visuals and all that other stuff is up to par as well. And then make sure I got that money because I got to market. I got to promo and market. So, but I didn't want to be on here long. Thank y'all for hanging out. I appreciate everybody who stopped in, said, what's up, Storm? You've been wonderful. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Kai, Isabella, everybody else who came through. Like I said, if y'all not subscribed, you know what I'm saying, feel free to hit me with the subscribe if you enjoyed this. If not, I will catch you on the next one. I plan to be live at least once a week from now on. I don't want to always have an announcement. Sometimes I just want to talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm human. I just want to talk. But thank y'all for lending me y'all ear, and I hope y'all have a good rest of the day. My name is Lambo Lada. You can stream my music on all the streaming platforms if you want to. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.